evening. So we're back. Now tonight we're going to have a go at dropping the engine out. Obviously before I drop the engine out, I need to take a few things out like the radiator, fan cowl and all that sort of stuff. And then hopefully the engine will come out pretty easily. I say hopefully. So we'll get cracking and we'll see where we end up. So first things first, we're going to have to take the oil cooler off. Now the oil cooler's around at the front here. Obviously we've got these pipes that run down, which we did pop out for the other video. Obviously we've got one on each side, so we'll take them out, take the oil cooler off the front, and then hopefully we'll drop the radiator out as well. So we're going to be taking the pipe off for the oil cooler, so we're going to have to remove this little bracket first. So they're just two Phillips head screws. Now I did crack these off earlier, I will admit. See, they're coming out there okay. So there we go, and then the bracket comes off with the pipe. So we'll do the same on the other side and then remove the oil cooler. So just like the other side there, we've got the oil cooler pipe that runs down to 12mm. So we'll whip that out and get the pipe out. Now I'm also going to take this little bracket off while I'm here, so you can see that there, and that is just part of what the fairings bolt do. So we've got one bolt out of the oil cooler, so we're just on with the second one now. Relatively pain free. And that's the oil cooler loose with the pipes, so we'll just remove this from the bike. So obviously now we're looking at the radiator and the radiator cowl. Now looking at it there, we've got a couple of 10mm in the bottom, and it looks like it's just on pegs at the top there. So I'll take these bottom ones out and see where we get to. I'm also going to have to remove this Jubilee clip and the top radiator hose. So you'll notice now that the radiator cowl's missing. Well, basically this fell off when I called it the bastard and rove on at it for a bit. So that's off. Obviously the horn's off as well. So we're just taking the bolts out of the bottom part of the bracket for the radiator, and then we'll pull it off the dowels at the top. So you can see there now we've got the radiator loose. It's pivoting on this dowel, or what I thought was a dowel, which is actually a snapped bolt. So we'll have to go around to the other side, and hopefully there'll be a bolt in that side. Now thankfully on the other side of the radiator, as you can see, we'll have a bolt. So we're going to take that out. Hopefully. There we go. Pull the little collar out, and the radiator should fall away like that. So next up we're going to disconnect the clutch cable, so you can just see the cable there. It does actually still work as well. Impressive. So we'll take that out and obviously remove the bracket as well. On further inspection of the radiator mount, I was talking absolute shite, and it is not a snapped bolt, it is actually a dowel. I should really put my glasses on. So I've just backed the nuts off the adjuster there for the outer sleeve of the clutch cable. Coming down to the clutch cable, if we just pull the gator back, you can see there is a little cutaway in the back part of the linkage, and the cable will just pop through there. So you can see I've got the cable now out the end of the clutch lever. So I'm just going to whip this bracket off now. So we've got two 8mm just run through the casing, so we can take the bracket off to release the clutch cable, and then we'll pull it through out the way. The noise that you've just heard I do believe is a cat getting rogered outside. Right, so next we're going to start unbolting the engine. So we've got a couple of engine bolts here. We've got this one up from there, got one in the centre and one down the bottom. Obviously it's the same on the other side. So the way I'm going to do it, the way I think is going to be best to do it, is I'm going to remove that one, and let it hang on this one and that one. Well, that's the plan anyway. So you can see the engine bolt running through here. Now it comes through to this nut on the other side, which has probably been in there forever. So the old favourite. And we'll do that to all of them, and hopefully they'll come out pretty easy. So there's the back one out. So I've put a trolley jack in at this point just to support the bottom of the engine, and there's a little bit of wood under there as well, just so we don't damage the sump. So we've got the bolt out of the other side here. However, this one, we've got the nut off the end, as you can see, but it's seized solid inside of that sleeve, so we're going to have to give it a bit of persuasion, I think. So by a bit of persuasion, I mean we're having to get a 3/8 breaker bar just to try and get it to turn. Right, so you can see it's finally coming out. So it's quite heavily corroded. Fortunately, it hasn't snapped. There we go. Right then, so now all we've got holding it in is this bolt, one on the other side, and we've got this long one here, which I have started to push through. So we're going to take this one out, one on the other side, and then hopefully drop the engine out the bottom. So we've got one out, so just on with the other side now. Two hands for the next bit, so I'll start the video again in just a moment. Well, as you can see there, it is out. There was a little bit of panicked squealing as it toppled over, but it's out. So there we go, some good progress again today. You can see the major part's done, engine's out. So next up, obviously going to remove all these bits of brackets on the front end, cables, the remainder of the stuff, obviously fork stanchions, and get it down to a bare frame. So again, thank you for watching. And just keep an eye out for the next video. Cheers.